Alright, YouTube. What's up? Alright, peoples. It's been a long time, man. Just got back off of a week-long vacation. Much needed vacation. Spent some time in Arizona. It's hot as fuck, but I can definitely see myself living there. At some point in the future. Like I said, it's been a long time. Haven't picked up this camera, so I don't have my camera face on for real, or my camera personality, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'd get back into the swing of things by doing a review, kind of. Right before we went to go ahead and go on vacation, I did the oil change on this, and in that oil change, we did the can and stuff, put the oil back on here, and that was pretty much it. And then I said I was gonna do a kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's not a review, but it's like an update, I guess. Go ahead and do this first. So, like I said, we're gonna do an update on how everything is looking. You see the spray-on oil, I guess, for the filter. I mean, it didn't look the greatest when it went on, but it still looks pretty good. Then if we look at the actual filter on the catch can, we can see that this thing doesn't look like it's been discolored too badly. Figured out that the catch can was on back, or not on, but the drain was open the whole time. Since I've closed that drain, I have not seen any like oil spillage or anything. If we look up under here, those oil spots have been there since. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there's a couple of oil spots on there. All of those oil spots have been there since replacing it. Everything's good now, so yeah, no leaks from the car, and it's been performing pretty good. On that note, though, I'm gonna do two more things. I got tired of looking at this pretty ugly, like, lipless bumper, and went out and got me an eBay special bumper to throw on here, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. I think I'm gonna have to get some self tappers first, and then tap this in, and hopefully, it looks fine. It lines up perfectly and we're good to go. After we do that, we're gonna go out on the drive, and I'm gonna give you a complete rundown of the 2,000 mile update for the Evo. How, my first impression, not my first impressions, but the long-term impressions, I guess, of having a Link ECU swapped built motor Evo. Let's go ahead and go to Harbor Freight. I'm gonna come back, install this lip, and then we're gonna go out and go on a little cruise, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about how this thing has been performing. Got us some self-tap sheet metal screws. Got the bumper off. With this, the tab or whatever for this side being like broken and it being held up by a zip tie, it actually makes for a pretty good pivot point. So I can just unscrew 3 bolts, swing this over here, drill everything, swing it back, and then put it back on. So install finish, and I think this thing looks so much cleaner with the lip on it. Next thing that we're gonna do is pretty much talk about how the Evo has been doing. For the most part, it's been fun. Like I said, this car is quick, makes no power, probably like 300 to the wheel, but the noises it makes and just the driving experience, it's just something different, man. It's I don't know, man. It's way more fun to drive this car than it is the Mustang. The Mustang has a lot more power. It's way faster, but this car is just fun. You can take the corners fast. It feels like a go-kart. You can just throw it around. Other than, just the driving experience, the issues that I've had so far are not really anything. The oil thing, I kind of explained to you guys that that's just, I'm just a dumbass for that. I don't know how to use the catch can, apparently. The other thing was, if we can recall back to the, the POV video when I first picked it up, it was like this weird rev-hang idle issue. There's a startup sequence that I have to go through if I want to drive this car with no rev-hang and, just have it like perfect. What I have to do before I start the car up is, you see this right here? This is the auto air control valve. So if I take this plug off right now and I go to start the car, it's gonna start up kind of weird. See if it's actually gonna start. It starts fine. with it off if it has been on before the last time I drove.
What?
I don't know how to explain it. The IACV has a reset system. It's going to, you know, it's fine, whatever, it's at its position. The ECU zeroes it out, and once it's zeroed out, that ECU thinks that it's at the zero position, so it's fine. Now, when you turn it off, I think the process is to it fully expands the valve and then fully closes the valve so that it resets to zero on the next time it starts up. So now it should be at zero. I can start it up. It's fine. This is the other issue. There's another issue right here. Then it goes lean, and then it's fine. That's usually once it goes into what I would think is like a closed loop scenario. It settles down and it's fine pretty much. IACV is plugged in, the car started up, it's warming up. What we have to do is pretty much let the car come up to full operating temperature. When it's at full operating temperature, the IACV is going to be at whatever value in the ECU, and whatever value that corresponds to what the actual valve is opened at. That's going to be set for the time being. I'm going to unplug the plug that goes to the IACV, and then that's just going to keep the IACV open at that level, which will eliminate the rev hang. I also wanted to highlight one other issue. I haven't been able to actually pinpoint the issue. It has something to do with something over here. I'm not sure what it is. Well, there's this thing called death line, which comes for the transfer case usually whenever the case is like pretty much dying. Thought I had that issue, so I've been checking my diff case or filling the diff with fluid and we're pretty much keeping an eye on it every so often. But what I've realized is I have that line without any, like the car isn't in gear, like nothing, but I still have that line, and I think it's because something over here. I'm not sure if it's the power steering pump, is it's called the AC, or I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like it's coming from over here. But if I hit the gas a little bit, you can hear like a little whine over here that I don't think I had before. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm leaning towards the power steering. When I first installed the motor back in, I ended up breaking the signal wire to the power steering pump, and that controls the pump pressure. So I wonder if this, like, it just struggles at low RPM because it doesn't have enough pressure. But yeah, that's the only other issue that I can really think of off the top of my head. Look at this shit. Gotta make like a 25-point turn just to get out my driveway. Let's see if I scrape the new lip. I'm scraping it already. Fuck! I'm also trying a new POV. I got like a pivot arm. I'm a little iffy on it, but we're gonna see how it works. Look. It's not too bad on the wind noise. This thing doesn't have AC, and I'm not driving with the windows up. You really start to notice that little rev hang or the weirdness whenever we come to a stop in gear. Like watch what it does. We're not stopping here for long. Downshift. There's the rev hang right there. See, watch this. Clutch in. See how it's like slowly dropping back down, and the longer you drive it with the IAC plugged in, the worse it gets. So this isn't even like the worst of it. Once we come up here, I try to put it in like, or actually I can put it in like, look, see how it's like bouncing, it's sitting up at 1500 RPM. Now we're at 1000, and I think we're for the most part okay. If I rev it, watch what happens. It like holds it. Super fucking weird. Like that, I don't like that. So we're gonna stop like right up here, and we're gonna just swap this over like immediately. I hate driving this car like this. It makes it so, it just makes it unfun. I hate it so much. Let's pull up over here. We can also just look at how how it looks. With the lip, it looks way more aggressive. So this is how the Evo looks currently. Yeah, man, shit, the lip makes it just looks so much better. It cleans it up very nicely. I love the way this car is coming out. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get the looks together, and hopefully one day we get it wrapped. But let's go ahead and do this. I give it a little rev. Starts to act weird. Unplug this sensor, rev it up. Look at that, like fucking magic. I'm so happy that I figured that out. Now it actually makes the fucking car fun to drive. Clutch in and neutral, and it just calms down. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the way it should be. I can literally see what you guys are looking at. And it's almost what I'm looking at. Just about. It's like a little bit higher than what I'm looking at, but I don't want to put it right in my face.
Hey, yo!
It just feels weird. Too weird for me to drive like that. This car is so fucking slow. All that noise just to go, I don't even know, like 50, 55. Screamer pipe doing his job, screaming at the top of this fucking lawn. Put like 1,000 miles within the first week I had it, maybe first week or two I had it. And since then, I think it's been, I'm not sure how long it's been. It hasn't been that long, maybe a month. I drove it a lot, right up the front, or right up front, and after that I decided to try to even it out with the Mustang, because this is really Mustang with it. Like, I bought this car for all year round, and I haven't been using it for, you know, I've been using it for the summer. Just easy going, man. And that's what I really wanted for for a date. I'm glad to have the fucking car back finally. Enjoy it for the summer, and then hopefully enjoy it for the winter too, man. Cause I think this car will be a blast in the winter. The last car I had the last all-wheel drive car I had was a Subaru. It was an 18 STI, and I love driving that thing in the winter. I love doing all-wheel drive donuts, and I loved, I never had any issues. I didn't have like the best fucking snow tires, no Blizzaks or Hakas or anything like that. I think I had like some Dunlops or something along those lines, but those, just with the all-wheel drive system, and it was just, I felt safe, and I'm hoping I'm gonna feel the same way in this car. I just love this car. That turn, bro. I can hear like it get louder and quieter because the screamer pipe is like getting close to the ground and getting pulled off. I'm thinking about doing a video ideal of taking this car into real deal fucking Detroit, because every time I take this to go visit family, there's always like either a group of kids, like, I think they think it's a race car. It's not a race car. It's race car inspired, but I think they think it's a race car, and then the old heads are just sitting there looking like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? Who has this? How did you get this? Because I've already gotten some good reactions, but I've never gotten anything on film. And I think the 360 cam is gonna add like another level to it, because I feel like when people in Detroit see a camera, they kind of get they're not camera shy at all. Let me know what y'all think about that. I feel like I'm gonna do it either way, but you know, just let me know what y'all think and see if y'all actually think that's a good idea. There's not too many things that I really have an issue with. And yeah, A-Star Fab, A-Star Fabrication, man. That's the place you need to bring your shit to. If you're local, definitely. Outside of local, I mean, I would still do it. I would still do it because it's like I said, bro, phenomenal work. One last walk around in the V. This thing sits so fucking low, but it makes it look so much more impressive. So, like I said, bro, that oil issue, that weird whining, and the IACV are the only issues that I can think of that I've noticed since the motor swap or new motor install. Other than that, the car's been phenomenal. It's driven great, and it has always sounded good. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end this video. It's gonna be just a quick update, you know, just to see if you want to go out and get a Link ECU. Hit up Andy at A-Star Fab. He's a Link dealer. He'll get you a good deal on it, install it, and he can even give you a tune for it. So if you're thinking about doing a Link install, I think it's a good ECU. I haven't had any issues besides the IACV thing, which can be programmed out, or you can just remove the IACV. You're gonna have cold start issues, but it is what it is. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do that. So I completely forgot. With the car off, if you have your IACV unplugged, it's gonna have a hard time starting, warm or cold. Cold is gonna be terrible. Like it'll probably stall out a bunch of times. So this, I just turned it off. Let's see if it starts back up. Nice. You see how it almost dies? There we go. It's kind of evening out. But cold starts, I don't think it's gonna happen. What I usually do is turn the car off. Like I said, what you're gonna do is plug in the IACV. When you plug the IACV in, you're gonna key on and then key off, and you're gonna wait about 5 seconds for key off. That's gonna give it enough time, or the IACV or ECU, whatever, to do whatever it needs to do a full reset of the IACV values, reset the position on the actual coil in the IACV, and then once that happens, you can fire it up again and it should start. If it starts but does a weird like RPM rev-hang thing, you didn't let it completely reset. It's not in the position that the ECU thinks it is. So you're gonna power off again and you're just gonna leave it. 5 to 10 seconds is what the forums have been saying. I usually do that. I wait a little bit longer just to be safe. Once you do that, start it up, it works fine. And then once you get up to an operated temperature, you can unplug the sensor and then it should just work fine. So as we can see right now, we don't hear any more weird noises. Our car is idling fine. We got good oil pressure, good AFRs, everything. And that's with a very warm start. I'm talking, it literally just sat here for like probably 20 seconds. So with that being said, bro, that's really it. We can go ahead and end this video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Don't know what it's gonna be about, but I'll see y'all.